I'm a homebody. I don't mind being at home. I like being at home. I don't have to be here, there, and everywhere. I'm good being at home. I don't have to be out in the streets. I'm not a clubber. I don't drink. I'm not a partier like that. So for me, I go home. I can be home, and I'm good with that.
I like to hang out with my friends, whether that's at my house or traveling. It's your birthday, we gonna celebrate. But it's like, yeah, you get to a point where like it's nothing in the special, nothing but COVID out there in the clubs right now. But you know, I like to go to restaurants. I like to travel, and it's like I don't like when the things that make me happy. That's one thing. It's like don't rain on my parade because you can't do the things that I do. So if traveling is my thing to do, don't knock my traveling down saying we going out hoeing in different area codes in different countries. It's like, this is my peace. This is what I do to relax and enjoy life and enjoy the fruits of my labor. And disconnect. You know, and disconnect and learn about a different culture. So it's like, that's part of my self-worth. What I do to make me feel good about all the other stuff that's mundane that I have to do. And like Red Star said, pay the bills, do this, do that, all these things that we have to do, these list of things we have to do, you gotta have those things that allow you to disconnect. And then you can't allow society or anybody, if they're in your circle, they need to be out your circle because they don't get you. They should want to understand what makes you tick, what makes you love, what makes you keep going. It's like those little things, like going to a different restaurant every week and having a good meal, or going to go hug trees over here, or going and do mani and pedis with your daughter, or whatever. Go in your prayer closet and just speak to God and pray to God. Like, don't let anybody take that peace away from you. That is part of your self-worth. I heard someone fussing at their sister earlier today about their work. Like, hey, what are you doing? I don't think it's helpful to, if someone's spiraling out of control, it's a peaceful way to help them get out of that by calmly asking them, hey, what do you want to do? Why are you acting this way? What is going on? So our self-worth, is still in understanding other people. We still got to understand other people around us. So you can't go through life thinking everybody's the problem and you're not the problem. You got to also be compassionate to other people and their needs while keeping those people that don't respect you out of your circle.
But it's also having just those people in your life that can keep you grounded, that your core circle that's not going to tell you what you want to hear, but it's going to tell you what you need to hear. And if you have that group of people in your life, whether it's one person, whether it's 10 people, that I can call her at 6 o'clock in the morning and she's going to be half asleep and say, I'm asleep.
You don't have to call twice because my self-worth is do not disturb nowadays.
But I know even if she is asleep, if she's gonna pick up the phone. You all right? You good? You need to, and we can talk. Yeah. But you have to have that person. You have to have a group of people who's going to check you on your crap and let you know, hey, this is not okay. But also, they're gonna also say to you, but I'm gonna sit back a little bit and I'm gonna just let my friend go through what they're going through, and at some point they're gonna come to me. It's not something you have to know when to just pull back just a little bit and allow them to go through what they're going through, because they may need to go through this fire to understand their worth at the end. You may have to diminish yourself or just burn to the ground and rebuild yourself. But that rebuilt person should be bigger and better than than the person you were before.
My daughter said something prolific the other day, and it keeps sticking in my head. I hear it over and over. She's like, I decided to listen to the voice in my head this time because I'm tired of life lessons where you don't listen to the voice in your head and you like, I'm just gonna keep going this route. I don't want to hear. I'm just gonna keep this and then you gotta learn your life lesson. Oh man, I knew it right when I felt that feeling. I should have stopped. And I was like, tired of. Life lessons are good, but how many do you need when you realize you're doing the same thing? Insanity. You say everything over and over again, expecting a different result. And it's like, listen to that gut feeling, because that gut feeling is saying you're uncomfortable. That's part of your self-worth. This makes me uncomfortable. It makes me uneasy. This is not a part of who I am. And you have to listen to that voice, that gut feeling, that tingle that you get, that, like, what's that? You know, it's the Holy Spirit. What?
I was about to say that, girl. You took it. I was like, that's God.
Yeah, it's the Holy
You
Spirit.
wake up and like you like, oh, that's it. Okay, thank you, God. Got you.
I remember being in like this Bible study out here, and you know the older ladies, and I'm just like, how do you know? Like when you hear God, like it's just like this booming voice, and you know, I always would hear my grandma and my aunties be like, I gotta wait on the Lord, I gotta hear from the Lord, but nobody ever said what that sounded like, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
But when I finally, I guess after inquiring and opening myself up for it, you know, then when it came, I heard it and I knew what it was. So yeah, that's part of it, definitely. Listening to that voice and honoring yourself, it won't take you wrong. He won't. God won't take you wrong.
So how do you ladies feel about seeking outside help, outside of your friends and your family therapy?
Oh, I think therapy is great.
I wish my therapist would give me, I wish my therapist would call me back. I ain't talked to her in about a couple of months. I'm over here doing a whole podcast to get some therapy. You know what I'm saying? Some free therapy.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm all for therapy.
Yeah.
I'm all for therapy, and I'm not big on self-help books. I'm really not. Because sometimes I feel like, you know what, you're just trying to make money off of me by throwing stuff at me. And it's like, I mean, it helps for some people. It's just something I've never signed to, because I feel like the Bible is my self-help book. You can go write down Proverbs, really, you know, and some Psalms and everything. So I really don't subscribe to self-help, but I do believe in therapy. I do believe in getting an opinion outside of your circle and everything. My therapist always tells me all the time, just listen to your gut. If it feels good, do it. No, that was everything. If it feels good, do it. Like, even if it's just sex, can you just have sex with the person and not deal with their attitude? If it feels good, do it. I'm like, I don't know, Susan. I don't know about that one, Susan. We're going to be able to separate, because if I said these two are connected.
I'm like, Susan, if it feel good, do it.
Well, I've never done a self-help book. I get motivational texts and I suggest just quotes, and so I'll go through them and I'm like, yeah, like you. I've been reading books. I don't just engulf myself in them, but like Becoming by Michelle Obama, and then I got the journal, and the journal is very specific. Like she asks specific things that you would have to ponder on, and then reflect, and then I journal. Sometimes I may journal every day, and then I may not do it for a month. But when I do it for that, you know, it's pages and pages and pages, and I go back in and I read it, and just from 6 months ago, I'm different than what I am now. But you have to get out what was inside of you sometimes.
Well, I do it through poetry and music, and I've had a lot of content this past couple of years. So it's a lot of poetry, not that much music, but a lot of poetry. And you know what's really helpful? You know, that's not really self-help book. Them damn memes be on point sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You scroll through like, how did you know? How did you know? You just scrolling through Instagram like, yup, that's how I'm feeling today. Yup, the memes.
I read what they call self-help books. I have them. I think it's a stigma with the books. It is, because I was in this bookstore one time talking to this lady, and she was like, I'll get the book and like go to another section. You know, not to just stand in the section, because you know they got the titles and stuff up there. Yeah, and I'm like, why? So really, what it is like a book of. Sometimes they have scriptures in there, depending on which type of where you go. They have motivational quotes. They might have a few memes, but all it is to me, I think of it as reminders of what you already know, pretty much. What's her name? Brene Brown. I listen to some of her stuff. Valerie Burton. I got a couple of her books on my Audible. I mean, it just depends, but whatever it is, because you see all of us have different, ways that we do. I think I do probably a little bit of everything that all y'all do.
I know,
but
just get a little high sometimes. Sometimes you gotta get along, get high with yourself. Sometimes get some self-reflection.
Amen. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, CBD. I don't know what they do in California. They do everything.
I respect whatever you guys do.
CBD, you know what I'm saying, for that
Sometimes you just
pain.
have to relax.
Look, I'm trying to find some ayahuasca. Okay, look that up.
Ayahuasca. All right, we'll get to that. But yes, but yeah. So I mean, self-worth, self-value, self-help. They're all things that we all do to manifest who we are. And again, just to circle back around, is basically you have to find inside yourself, because again, a lot of our self-worth comes from our upbringing, what we've been told. Like you said, we've been programmed by our parents, and who've been programmed by their parents, and now we're getting to the point where it's taking till 40 to break that all down. Say, who am I? Who am I? I've been in relationships. I've had these relationships with my parents. Then I have relationships with these people I'm dating. Then I have relationships with my kids. It's like every relationship I got to build onto, and you break it all down. Like, who am I really? Who am I really? What makes me tick? What makes me happy? What makes me okay? And then you start. I started pulling from each relationship. This might have been a bad relationship, but this was something good this person brought out me that I didn't know about myself. That I tapped into, and like I enjoy that. So you're not going to take this away because I enjoyed this. So you have to, you don't have to discount a whole situation or whole relationship with people. You can pull from, like I was telling somebody today, reason, season, or lifetime. Reason, and we hear that, and it's like, it's so cliche, but you got to think about it. Like, okay, this person was on around for a couple of months. Did I get it? What was the reason for them to be in my life? This whole season, I needed this person to hear, because I probably was building a business, and I learned so much, and I had to take this whole season to do it. That's what I got for this. The relationship fell apart, but I gained this from lifetime. We gonna rock this thing out. Usually, lifetime is your best friends. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
Your best friends gonna rock it out with you all day long. You might. So it's just picking those things out of each relationship or each situation in your life to build upon what is your self-worth, not tapping into society's standards of who we are, who we're supposed to be. Everybody's not made to be a millionaire. Everybody's not made to be a social media sensation.
Yes. No, I agree. I think that is part of the issue. Like, everybody you're trying to be something that you ain't even supposed to be.
God has already decided what your destiny is going to be. And you fighting against it and wonder why you ain't getting nowhere. This is not what he wants for you, but that's what he gave you. Free will. So if you want to keep doing it, you want to keep trying it that way and not try it his way, he'll be sitting back waiting. You gotta come to that realization on your own. Even as a parent, like, I'm like, with my kids, you have this talent, you have that talent. Why don't you do this and that? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, are they doing it for me? And I watch their behaviors like, you don't really want to do this. I'm not a stage mom. I'm not going to push you. If you want to do it, I'll help you. Whatever it is you want to do, I want to be there for you, and I want to help you. See, the thing about me is, once my kids get a little excited about something, I'm just like, yes, you're excited about that? What can I do? And they're like, Mom, I don't want to do it anymore. It sounds like too much work. You're overexcited. It's like, So you gotta learn how, it starts with us as parents as well. Allowing our kids, like you guys said, allowing your kids to develop who they are and be expressive. Don't be overly expressive and disrespectful, because I'm gonna smack the crap out of you. But express yourself respectfully and tell me how you feel respectfully. And I hear each one of you guys have conversations with your kids and me as well. And it's like we get to the point where we're not like our parents. We are apologizing to our children. Like, when have I ever heard my parent apologize? They were like, well, that's what you get. I hit you for something.
Oh, well.
It's for something.
That's for next time.
Well, once again, my mom was she was just different. She apologized. It was just her and my sister and I for the longest.